Big Joe and Laura on Mix 95.7 Grand Rapids Best Mix, welcoming you to Thursday, September 5th, 2024. Laura Hardy, good morning.
Good morning.
You all right over there?
Well, I was trying to figure out, I normally drink green tea with lemon juice in the morning to get started, but I forgot my lemon juice, so I had to go to the workplace vending machine.
Oh, what do we have over there?
Well, there were two kinds of Celsiuses. One was 12 ounces and one was 16, and this 16-ounce one is called Essentials. And I don't know if I made the healthier or worse choice. And I was just sitting here pondering my life choices, like, is this more likely to give me a heart attack, or is this actually... got Energy Plus, Essential Performance, and Zero Sugar. They're not paying me, by the way. I paid them way too much for this. So I don't know if I made the right choice. It's
Cherry Limeade, it says. How is it?
It tastes like a mid version of a Sonic Limeade.
Oh, okay. Well, I like an Ocean Breeze from Sonic, but hey, we all got our own preferences. Is that... I'm trying to think, especially like right now, if you're listening, you're either up at the butt crack of dawn.
I looked at the caffeine content. I did make terrible life choices.
What happened?
Okay, so like the average energy drink, say you were to buy like a Red Bull or like a Ghost energy drink or whatever, those are like 200 milligrams, which by the way, when you're pregnant is your daily max. So that's a lot of caffeine.
Wait, are you pregnant?
No, I'm not pregnant.
I didn't know if you were trying to surprise me.
No, more of just like that's the cap they say you can't have any more of. So it's like that's where I always try to limit myself to 200 even after, because I'm like, well, if doctors say you shouldn't have more than that, maybe I shouldn't even when I'm healthy. This one has 270 milligrams. So when I'm crawling on the ceiling at 8 a.m., just please know that it's Celsius's fault, not mine.
I kind of want to go get one myself now.
You want to see what happens? You want to chug these and see what we can check back in at 8 and see how we feel?
Yeah, I do. I'm almost curious though.
I've had half of this and I'm feeling real wired.
I'm wondering, like, what is there a good energy drink out there? Because I've had, like, I think in the day, like Red Bull, Monster. I've had Bang. I liked Bang Energy. Like, it gave me so much, but it also felt like my heart was going to explode.
Yeah, I hate Bang. It's got creatine in it, and it will literally makes me feel like I have to pull my skin off. I get so like amped
Doesn't
up.
creatine make you buff? Like, oh man, I'd love to be a beefcake this morning.
Celsius and Bang are technically you're supposed to drink them before you work out.
All right, well, here's what we're going to do.
So I'm going to start doing push-ups right in between the songs.
That's right.
Katy Perry, if you could lead me into that, that'd be great. And for the rest of you, I'm sorry about how this morning goes.
Going to get my Celsius.
It's time for Big Joe and Laura's Need to Know News on Mix 95.7.
The state of Michigan shared the 9 winners for the state's first ever I Voted sticker design contest. These winning designs will be available for clerks to order and give out to voters in the state's 2024 presidential election. So hopefully you got your person getting some good designs coming your way. Some of the options include stickers that say, "Yay, I voted." "Oh, I voted." And there's a deer with sunglasses on it.
Honestly, if I get any of these, I'm going to be so amped. They're so cute. But the "Yay, I voted," I think is the best one in my opinion.
I'm with you on that one, Laura. Listen, if you want to see them all and see what we're talking about, maybe pick out your favorite, it's inside the Mix 95.7 app. We've also designed our own, and you can find them right now on our Big Joe and Laura Facebook and Instagram pages.
Listen, we were too old to compete in the state competition, so let us have our moment and let us know which ones you like best. Now, earlier this week, we told you that Jim the Shark Dryer was trying to swim across Lake Michigan again for a second time in the past month. Earlier this month, his GPS lost a battery, so he had to give up. Well, unfortunately, he has had to give up yet again.
Oh, man. Poor dude's trying so hard.
Yeah, he posted yesterday around 11 a.m. on Facebook that the swim is over. He confirmed he's fine, so, like, don't panic or anything. But he said there were only 2 good hours in the 40-hour swim. I was trying to track him along on his website. You can watch it. It looked like he got a little messed up a couple times and went in some weird directions for a couple hours. So he only made it about 19 miles from the shore, which if you've been swimming for a couple of days, that's not super far when it comes to all the way across Lake Michigan.
No, but I bet it feels like he swam around the world.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. So unfortunately, he is back on the shore, and I really hope he does eventually do it again, because I know he did it once 25 years ago. I believe he could do it, but I don't know. We'll see.
And for your final Need to Know news story, Post Malone was on Theo Von's podcast the other day, and he actually revealed that he and Morgan Wallen might have another song on the way.
We cut another song, too. I think I remember doing a verse. It's one of those long nights, but that song's awesome, too. I don't know if he's going to do anything with it, but the song, I remember it being awesome. Also, I was having a lot of fun.
Oh, man. First of all, if you like the two of them, that episode is hilarious the whole way through. But a whole album of Post Malone and Morgan Wallen would be the greatest gift we could ever receive in 2024.
I just love he's like, yeah, had a lot of fun. Pretty sure I recorded something.
Well, we'll see if it does appear one day.
That's Big Joe and Laura's Need to Know News on Mix 95.7. We are Big Joe and Laura on Mix 95.7, Grand Rapids Best Mix. And, well, trying to figure out what should the punishment be for finishing last in a fantasy football league. My league in particular, 616-600-0957, whether you have seen it on the internet or maybe it's something you or one of your buddies did or maybe your husband, whoever. And we want to know what that punishment might be. 616-600-0957. Laura, I bring this up because we've never done a punishment before in our fantasy league, but we want to do one this year, the guys do, to make it interesting because we've been doing it for so long.
Yeah, I mean, if there's not like money on the line or something, what's the point of doing it?
That's the thing. There is money, and that's cool, but like sometimes money's not enough.
Oh, you guys are like masochists.
Yeah, so the winner gets money, the top, I think, 3 kind of get something, and then the bottom person this year, we're trying to figure out that punishment. I bring this up because last night we did our actual draft, our fantasy thing, and I just let the machine, like I think do Yahoo Football or whatever, I let that auto pick for me so I didn't have to make the decisions.
Why? If you know something's on the line, why would you let the machine auto pick for you?
Isn't AI and technology supposed to be better than dumb old me?
I've never in any situation thought the AI was smarter than I was.
Well, you're pretty smart because I did it last night, and on average, it gives like a report of how well your team is, like according to stats.
Sure.
And usually I'm like a C plus, or maybe I've got myself like a B minus once. It gave me a D plus. My team is pretty much an F. My team is pretty much the Detroit Lions when they went 0-16. That's what I'm working with instead of the Lions last year who went to the NFC Championship.
So you're definitely going to end up doing this punishment that we all think of, is what you're saying.
The way it's looking right now, yes. So I don't know if that'll change any answers or ideas, but we are looking for some ideas of what the punishment should be. Some of them that I saw that I thought, okay, maybe I could try that. And we'd love to hear yours. 616-600-0957 is, they say it's a Nathan's hot dog challenge. Like Joey Chestnut and Kobayashi, they always eat it on the 4th of July, those hot dogs.
Sure, so you have to, instead of it being like a challenging someone else, you have to eat so many of them?
Yes, what these people say they do is that they go with whatever the number is this year. So let's say, I think it's 83. You have to eat 83 hot dogs, not in one sitting, but within a week. Could you imagine, though?
No. Yeah, but who keeps you accountable for that whole time? Like, couldn't you just be like, yeah, I totally ate 4 glizzies, and then you just don't eat any?
I don't know if you have to check in with video proof or like if you have to meet up, but like I would be... Man, One Stop Coney, Grand Coney, they would know, like, oh, here comes Big Joe.
You would enjoy this punishment too much. I don't think that's a good punishment for you. Now, I did see one.
Say that. It sounds terrible.
I know, yeah. It's terrible. What an awful idea. I did see one online a while back that I think is still the most creative one I've ever seen, and I think this is a good one. The guy who lost his fantasy football league had to sit inside of a Waffle House for... It was either 24 or 48 hours, and the only way he could leave earlier is by eating enough food to take time off.
Oh, my God,
So, like, he ordered, like, every stack of waffles was worth, like, 10 minutes or something like that. So he could eat his way out, but until he ate enough, he had to sit there that entire 24 hours. And I'd like, yeah, okay, being in a Waffle House for, like, 2 or 3 hours might be fun, but, like, once you get to hour 10 and the shift change happens, what a nightmare that would be.
God, yeah, that's a terrible idea. Maybe we don't need to continue with this, but if you do have a suggestion, we would like to hear it. Hopefully I don't have to do it. 616-600-0957. What should the punishment be if you come in last place in a fantasy football league? We are Big Joe and Laura on Mix 95.7, Grand Rapids Best Mix, and I am in a fantasy football league with my buddies. We've been doing it for years, and I'm always towards the bottom. I don't think I've been dead last, Laura, but we're talking this year. If whoever does come in last place, there needs to be a punishment. We need to spice it up a bit.
So have you guys had any suggestions so far between yourselves or...
No, honestly, which is surprising. I think we're all afraid, like, our ideas are so, like, embarrassing or bad that we don't want it to actually come back onto us. But we're supposed, like, tonight, we're supposed to lock it in and decide what it's going to be.
All right. So we want to know, what's a great punishment idea? 616-600-0957.
Good morning, Stephanie and Byron Center. Did you have a suggestion?
Well, I'm copying this from the internet, but I saw that whoever lost had to take a like the SAT test, ACT. They had to sit for like a 4-hour test.
Oh, God. You know what's terrible is that I never even took those tests when I was in high school. I knew I wasn't going to college. I can't even imagine how bad I would do.
Oh, now I want to make sure you have to do that. I'm definitely voting for that. That's a great one, Stephanie.
Yeah.
Thank you.
All right. Yep. Have a great day.
Hey, Lisa in Hudsonville. I don't want to take up much of your time. Just saw your DM. If somebody comes in last place in my fantasy football league, what should the punishment be?
I think that they should have to chug 24 ounces of ranch dressing.
Oh, no. That's somebody won wings for that. Now you're making it a punishment?
Oh, gosh. You're a cruel individual. I don't even want to think about that.
You know what, Lisa?
I think Laura would agree that this is probably one of the worst punishments that we could give anyone.
Oh, yeah. No, Lisa, you're absolutely right. No way am I doing this, and no way am I going to... I would actually not do fantasy football to avoid having to do this punishment because it's not worth the risk.
What if we do something like, I think, a little easier to down, like maybe a thing of syrup?
No. Oh, that's worse. I think I'd rather have the ranch.
I'm with you, Laura.
Lisa in Hudsonville, thank you for that terrible, terrible idea.
Lisa, you're the
Anytime,
best.
guys.
See ya.
Bye.
Mary in Cedar Springs, you said that your husband has a punishment that he had to go through?
My husband is in a fantasy league, or was, on the east side of the state with my uncle and a bunch of my other relatives. And what they did is one of the wives took walnuts and made a mold, made a trophy. They were golden nuts, and they attached them to the trophy, and you had to display the trophy in your house for 1 year, as well as any family vacations. You had to bring the trophy with you to make sure it's in the pictures.
That is so toxic.
So amazing.
So is that why he's no longer in the league?
He opted out of it because he didn't want to be as embarrassed showing other friends or my relatives that he was, let's just say, the nut of the game.
Oh, man. Mary, I would love to see a photo if you got any of those.
Oh, yes, please. Send them to the Mix 95.7 app.
If I can convince my husband to ask one of my relatives, because I don't know if I want to do that. Be a little strange asking for your nut picture, but hey, we might be able to make something happen.
It's better for you to ask than for me.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah, this is 100% true.
Oh, shoot. Mary, you're the best. Thanks for calling, and have a great rest of your morning.
You as well. Bye-bye.
It is Big Joe and Laura here on Mix 95.7, Grand Rapids Best Mix.
And we're talking about the brand new I Voted stickers that are being released this year in Michigan. If you haven't seen them, they picked 9 stickers that were designed by Michigan kids, students across the state, and some of them are really cute. There's like one with a deer with sunglasses on and an American flag behind them. There are 2 that say, yay, I voted, and ope, I voted, which are pretty much the most Michigan things possible. And just, I don't know. I think they're really cute. If you want to see them, they're inside the Mix 95.7 app. But we decided, hey, these kiddos decided some pretty cool I Voted stickers. While we're too old to submit ours, we figured we'd design our own just, for the sport and the fun of it.
Yeah, you really went into this. Like, how long have you been working on your design?
I spent about 10 minutes on my design. It has a bald eagle with the American flag behind him. He has sunglasses on. The sunglasses were kind of hard to draw. And it just says, heck yeah, I did my basic civic duty.
All right.
Voting is the most American thing you could do, so obviously you want to vote, and I just want to celebrate that you went out there and did your thing.
Well, that's cool. The one thing I'm trying to do is I feel the older generations are going to vote. They know what they're going to do. It's more traditional. I feel it's harder to get out the youth vote, and that's why there needs to be a connection to make them realize that, hey, you know what? Voting is actually the cool thing to do.
Oh, I like your so you have a little smiley face underneath, and it says voting is cool, and it's in like red, white, and blue letters. Honestly, though, I feel like you probably could have just forged your age and submitted yours to the state, because I think, honestly, it's pretty close.
I was going to put on this thing, voting is lit, but I didn't know if that word was cool anymore. Or I was going to put like voting slaps, but I don't know.
Voting is what the cool kids are doing.
Yeah, I didn't know like voting is chuggy. So no, you know what I'm saying?
No,
like
that's cringe. You don't want that.
Oh,
your voting is cringe. You don't want to get that message out.
I know it's a little bit late, but some people might still be using it now. Voting is demure.
Demure.
I don't even think I said it right.
Very
But
demure. It's very no. Don't.
are we going to share these with anybody? I want people to see our designs. Maybe
Yeah.
there could be an adult category.
What we'll do is we'll put ours up in the Mix 95.7 GR Instagram story and our Big Joe and Laura Instagram story and pages, as well as our TikTok account. So if you're not following Big Joe and Laura, go follow us and we'll share ours. And I don't know, you can vote and see which one you think is the best, or maybe we should just let the kiddos stick to it.
Yeah, that's probably the better idea. Big Joe's Little Wins here on Mix 95.7. Grand Rapids Best Mix is all about something in your life that's making you happy, something that you're really proud about, something you're excited about. We're just trying to share your good news and spread the positivity across West Michigan. So call us right now, 616-600-0957, and tell us about your little win. Michelle in Plainwell, what is your little win?
So my 3-year-old niece and my mom and my sister got to come spend 4 days with us over Labor Day weekend, and it was just so much fun because my niece is, like, I've only met her 3 times. Is that weird?
No, that's
especially
common.
if you live far away, yeah.
So, I mean, my sister lives on the opposite side of the country from us, and, like, my niece was born in December 2020, so it was COVID times, and she didn't really want anyone around the baby. So then, like, the next time I met her, she was 1. She doesn't have any recollection of me being there whatsoever. Was home briefly over the summer and got to say hi. And I guess after I left, she kept asking, when are we going to get on a plane and go to Aunt Michelle's house? And they came for Labor Day weekend.
Oh, I love that.
What did you guys get into?
So I guess she kept asking her mom if she could go swimming. She's been in a pool all of 2 times, and our apartment complex has a pool, so we pretty much just lived at the pool.
Oh, that sounds amazing, though. Sometimes it's just lounging in the sun and enjoying times with people that you don't get to spend time with is the best way to spend a long weekend.
And just seeing the smile on her face, too. Like, the water was cold. Her teeth are chattering, and she just wanted to keep jumping in the pool over and over and over again, and we were not getting her out. I swear my niece is part fish.
Michelle, I want to ask, because I want to make this all about myself here for a little win, but you said, like, she doesn't really remember you, when she was 1 or so, but now she does. Is that true?
Yeah, that's
Okay.
absolutely true. Like, she knows she has an Aunt Michelle who lives on the opposite side of the country, and she's seen pictures of me, but, she has no recollection of when we stopped at their house. So we were on a vacation, just swung by, was there for a couple hours. So, she knew who I was, though, when she got out of the car. She ran to me right away and said, Aunt Michelle. And I'm like, oh, it's so cool that she knows me.
Well, I love that. My niece Madison's a little over a year old, and her family just recently moved to Texas from Michigan. And every time I see her, I think she loves me, but she screams and cries when I go to pick her up. So hopefully next time I see her, she won't remember any of that.
Oh.
I think it's an uncle thing. Like, she would not give my husband a high five or a hug or anything. He was just this tall, funny guy, but she's like, I don't know about you. Aunt Michelle got all the hugs and kisses. Uncle Nate did not.
Exactly. It's like, stranger danger. I think, Joe, it's your big beard, to be honest.
It could be. Well, Michelle, we really appreciate you calling in and sharing that. We're really happy for you, too. I think everybody loves catching up with family.
Well, thank you.
You're welcome. And hey, if you have a little win like Michelle in Plainwell, why not share it with us right now and spread the positivity? Give us a call, 616-600-0957. That's 616-600-0957. Big Joe and Laura here on Mix 95.7, Grand Rapids Best Mix.
And according to Open Table, solo dining at restaurants is booming. Single person reservations are up 29%, especially since the pandemic. They think that might be kind of why, because people got used to being by themselves. People like to spend time on their phones, so they're more likely to dine by themselves. I do not understand how anyone does this. And I want to know if you feel the same way. 616-600-0957. I would rather sit in my car and eat alone than to sit alone at a restaurant by myself. I've never once done it. I'm never going to do it. No way.
Okay, now I like to be in my car and I'll eat alone when I'm going hog wild, where I'm like, I don't want anybody to see what I'm about to do to this food.
But have you eaten alone in a restaurant before?
Yes, I do so many things, especially with our schedule. Like, you and I are up at the butt crack of dawn, and we work all throughout the day with different things, but we're done at work usually by 11 or 12. We got work at home we have to do, but it's free. My wife works till 5, 6 o'clock. What am I supposed to do? Like, miss out on a whole day of opportunity?
So, you go out and get lunch all by yourself?
Not all the time, but yes, I will go to a restaurant, or I'll go to a place where you can sit down and I'll dine, or maybe I'll go see a movie. That's a little bit different. But yeah, eating out, I don't understand. It'd be one thing. It's like, Laura, you have to go out and sit next to random people. That's weird, right? If you don't want to socialize and do all that. But It's just you, yourself, and I.
No. I never, even in college when I would have like moments where I'd be by myself, I would get my food to go. I'd take it back to my dorm room and I'd eat in shame by myself. There's something about being alone at a table. I feel like everyone's watching me. I think people are judging me. And I'm just like, you know what? I would just rather I do this by myself. I cannot eat by myself. I've never once done it. I will sit in my car. I don't know what it is. There's something about that. I feel like I hear the sad violin music underneath me as I'm, eating my food by myself.
Oh,
and people are like,
no.
oh, she's so pathetic. She's out in public eating alone. Like, it's different if you go out and get a cup of coffee by yourself. I'll do that. I would sit at a Starbucks with my laptop by myself, no problem. But if it is a place where I have to be sat down at like by a waitress or a host or whoever, and they have to come to me by my no, absolutely not. Taking it home, sitting on the couch and eating in shame. There's no way you're catching me in public eating solo.
See, I love eating solo. One thing I like to do, especially at like a bar, for example, where you can get a drink and there's some type of food, maybe there's a lot of food, and you can just start to talk to people if you want to, or strike up a conversation, and it could go somewhere. You might meet your new friend when you go out for that solo meal.
Or I might be weirdly talked to by some stranger that has to tell me about the UFO sightings they had 6 years ago, because that's the kind of people that I tend to attract in public.
Where are you eating?
Yeah, Applebee's. I don't know. It's no disrespect to Applebee's. I don't think everyone that eats there is crazy or anything, but I've had the worst experiences doing things solo. I won't go to bars by myself. I attract people that want to tell their life story, and I'm very empathetic and kind, and I will sit there and be so patient with you, and I don't want to do it. So I'll eat in my car instead. So are you one of those people that will eat solo? Is it something that you enjoy having that meal all to yourself? Or you like me, you'd rather just eat in shame by yourself somewhere not in public than to eat in public by yourself?
And maybe you work in the food industry, or you're a bartender, or you're a server or hostess, as Laura said. Have you noticed kind of an uptick in people actually going out and doing the solo dining?
616-600-0957.
Good morning. It's Big Joe and Laura here on Mix 95.7, Grand Rapids Best Mix.
And according to a new study from Open Table, they say 29% more people are dining solo than they used to. And I think that's insane people stuff, because I'm going to be honest, I would rather eat alone, die alone, whatever. No way am I eating in public by myself in front of other human beings. No. I will do the eat in my car in shame. I will take it home. Anything.
Like I said,
eating in public by myself.
If I'm getting like a couple of Coney dogs, like Detroit Coneys and chili cheese fries, and I'm going to look really, really weird just shoving that down my mouth hole, yeah, I'll eat in my car, but let's go to the restaurant. Let's go sit down, be by ourselves, and just be present.
No. Absolutely not.
No,
that's great for you. I'm happy you could do that. I'm just going to sit there and think everyone's judging me because I'm a lonely, sad person with no friends, and I just can't. I'll just be sad, and I'll hear the sad violins under me the entire time, and just no thank you. So we wanted to know if you're a solo diner or not. We got a DM inside the Mix 95.7 app from Christy in Grand Haven, who said going to eat fast food alone is totally fine. But I agree with Laura. A regular restaurant would be super awkward. No thank you.
Oh, gosh. Okay.
616-600-0957. I do believe we have Alicia and Lowell who may disagree with this. Alicia, what do you think? Are you a person that will eat solo, or are you like me and refuse to do it?
I literally dream of eating solo. Okay. Now, let me tell you why. I have 4 kids. I love them to death, but I share my whole life with them.
Sure.
I've been a stay-at-home mom for over a decade, so anytime I can be alone, I don't care where I'm at, who is looking at me, I will sit there in peace. I don't even need my phone, and I will just enjoy every bite.
You know what, Alicia, I totally get it in that case, because I only have 1 kid, and right now he pretty much doesn't, he's not really, he wants bites of things, but he leaves me alone most of the time when it comes to food and stuff. He'll be playing with something else, and I think at this point you've earned every solo second you can get, even if it's just hiding in the bathroom for 5 minutes. Like, please just let me go in peace.
Yes, totally.
Did you feel that way, Alicia, before you had your 4 kids, like when you were younger, or has it always been this way?
Well, I had my first kid when I turned 19, and then I had him a month later. So I've pretty much been a mom my whole my whole adult life.
Sure. So you're just craving that. At least later on when you're in your 50s and I'm running around dealing with a high schooler, you're going to be like, freedom, sweet freedom.
Well, we're crazy because our oldest is 14 and our youngest is 3. So I'm going to have one who's graduated and one who's like just starting kindergarten.
Oh.
You're going to be dining solo for a long time.
Yes.
It's time to play Laura Can't Lose on Mix 95.7. Here's how it happens. You'll have 1 minute to answer 5 questions. You can pass if you need to, and we'll come back if time allows. A tie goes to Laura because, well, her name's on the show. Here's who's playing Laura Can't Lose today.
Welcoming him back for the second day, trying to take Laura down, it's Stefan in Hudsonville.
Welcome back, Stefan. How are you?
Doing fantastic. Good morning.
Good morning. Now that Michigan Lottery ticket jackpot up to a record high of $185. You beat me the last time it got up to a record high and you were in place, so I guess we'll see how today goes.
Go ahead and kick Laura out of the studio.
All right, Laura, it's time to go.
Adios.
And the door has closed. Question 1. What fish is used to make calamari?
That would be squid.
Question 2. How many branches does the U.S. government have?
Ooh, good question. I'm going to pass on that one.
Question 3. What is the most populous country on Earth?
It's got to be, it's in between, I think, India and China. I'm going to go, I think Laura's going to say China. I'm going to go with India.
Question 4. What is the dot over a lowercase letter I called?
Pass.
Question 5. What U.S. state is Sheldon from the TV show The Big Bang Theory from?
I believe he's from Texas.
Question 2. How many branches does the U.S. government have?
I think it's 3, the legislative, executive, and judicial, if I'm remembering correctly, from high school.
And question 4. What is the dot over a lowercase letter I called?
It's a naughty type of term. I want to say, is it tittle? Yeah, I'll say tittle. I don't know if that's allowed to be said on the radio.
All right, let me bring Laura in.
Laura! La, 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 Laura!
Boy, this it's going to be tough, Laura.
Why?
Well, how about this? Stefan in Hudsonville got 5 right.
Okay, let's go.
What? Oh, my goodness.
I was saying it took forever. I really didn't think he had gotten 5.
Laura, these are hard questions, so...
Oh, God, okay.
Good luck.
Question number 1. I'll give you all the answers at the end.
Okay.
What fish is used to make calamari?
Calamari?
Mm-hmm.
Octopus.
Question number 2. How many branches does the U.S. government have?
Like the big branches? 3.
Question number 3. What is the most populous country on Earth? The country that has the most people living in it?
I think it's between 2. I think it's India.
Question number 4. What is the dot over a lowercase letter I called?
I have no clue. Dot over like the little dot, like the dot on an I, like its formal name.
Yeah, like what's that called?
I don't know. Steven. I don't know. I have no idea. What do you mean it has a name? It's the dot on the I. What are you talking about, Joe? This is nonsense. All right, fine. I've clearly lost. Keep going.
Question 5. What U.S. state is Sheldon from on the TV show The Big Bang Theory?
I did know that.
Okay, well, Laura, you did get that last one right, but today you have been defeated by Stefan in Hudsonville. He won today 5-3.
Oh, congratulations, buddy. It pains me. I didn't make it to my goal, but you did. I am Laura from Alger Heights, and yes, sometimes I can, in fact, lose.
You ended up getting the what is used to make calamari wrong. You said octopus. It's actually squid.
Oh, come on.
You did get the legislative, executive, and judicial correct. You got India correct. You got wrong number question 4, which was what's the dot over a letter case? Oh,
It doesn't matter.
it's a tittle.
Okay, thank you.
That's one of those random facts like, what do you call the end of a shoelace?
Yeah,
They just
an eyelet. I do know that.
Aglet.
That's an actual real fact. The
No,
dot
it's
above an
actually
eye
called
I've
an
never
aglet,
heard
so you got
referred
that
to
one
by a
wrong as
human.
well.
I'm sorry you guys never had English class, but
You didn't know that.
every
Stop
English
it.
teacher right now is screaming at the radio, it's tittle.
You Googled that. You did not know that.
Yes, that's how I come up with all the questions for Laura Can't Lose. All right, well, the dragon has been slayed. We're looking for somebody to start fresh for Laura Can't Lose. Maybe it's you. 616-600-0957. That's 616-600-0957. Big Joe and Laura on Mix 95.7 Grand Rapids Best Mix. If you have ADD or ADHD or somebody you know and you got just like little struggles along the way, we would like to hear about those things that happen in your life. It's 616-600-0957. I bring this up because, well, I feel bad for my wife. We've been together for 9 years, married 12 total, and I recently found out that, yeah, she's got ADD. She got it a couple of years ago, like diagnosed, and I'm fully understanding it now and having such a better appreciation. To be honest, I feel like a turd because I used to get so mad at her about little things she did or the way I'm like, how could you forget this or do that?
So, like, what things does she do or did she do that would just upset you?
Well, none of them make me super angry, but like the one little thing I'm like, babe, why do you always have the toilet paper roll? It's empty. You take it off the toilet paper roll, but you leave it there. Like she doesn't put a new one on. And it's like clockwork. There's our downstairs bathroom, like our little half bath, and then our full bathroom upstairs. And she'll do them for all of them. And I'm like, if I did that, you would murder me.
Oh yeah, no, my husband does that. I don't think he has any excuse for it. I think that's just how he is. He's a dude, but he does the same thing. But you know, I was one of those kids that grew up in a household that we don't go to therapy, we don't diagnose things, we don't deal with our problems, we just suck it up.
Of course not.
Pull ourselves up by our bootstraps. So I truly believe there is a high chance that if I were to go get tested for ADHD or ADD, I probably have some form of it or a very small amount of it because there are certain things about me that it just focuses very hard. I remember in college taking tests, and there were times when it's like I knew how important this test was. My brain could not focus on it. It would do anything. And like I would be almost to tears because I'm like, I have to finish this test, but my brain's not going to let me do this right now. And I think the one thing that I've noticed about me that I, this tendency, and it makes my life hard, is I have problems with object permanence, which means that like if something is not directly in front of me or I can't see it, it no longer exists to me and I forget about it. So if I'm actively working on something and you derail me and put me on my attention on something else, I'll forget about the other thing. Or in the case of yesterday morning, I spent an hour being really bummed out because I was like, oh man, I don't have breakfast. Like, I forgot my breakfast. It turns out I put my breakfast on my desk, which is in another part of the office. And I just, because my box of food wasn't sitting in front of me, I was like, oh no, I guess I don't get breakfast today. And it's just, there's certain things my brain just does not fire properly.
You said it's object permanence?
Yeah, object permanence. That's one of the things I've read about or seen on TikTok that people are like, yeah, if you have ADHD, sometimes you just have a hard time with, if you don't see something or if it's not in the right place, you just,
I'm pretty
sure
sure
it's gone for you.
Lindsay has that. I'm pretty sure because I, in my loving husband, truly trying to help. Not that I know what's best, but I'm like, oh, let me put this here because it's a. She's like, where is this? And I'm like, I don't necessarily remember, but if I do, she's like, please don't put it there. I need it to be here. Otherwise, I'm like,
I fuss at my husband.
But honey, it makes no sense to put this there.
No, I lose my mind when he doesn't put the keys on the exact hook that I have to have them on. Because if they're not there, I can't find them. I have to hold myself to that standard. So you have to follow that too. Because if it's not where I think it's going to be, it's gone forever. I'm never driving a car again.
My wife, another thing I just thought of with her ADD yesterday, I came home and I was like, okay, maybe I'm hearing stuff. It sounded like water, just a slight drip or trickle. And I didn't think about much about it. Then I went back. She left the sink barely trickling, like in the bathroom.
She was thinking about something else.
Something else, yeah. But it was like a little stream. And I'm like, oh my, I was going crazy for hours till I found it. So those are just some examples that I'm wondering, and Laura is too, whether it's something that you have that you personally struggle with or you got that family member, what are those things that they do?
Yeah, or the things that make life a little more difficult. 616-600-0957, or you can send us a DM right now on the Mix 95.7 app.
It's Big Joe and Laura here on Mix 95.7, Grand Rapids Best Mix.
And we were talking about how your wife, Lindsay, kind of has some tendencies with ADHD that kind of drive you up the wall. And I started to realize that I also have some of these tendencies. So maybe I have a little undiagnosed adult ADHD.
Oh, you know what? The thing is, I learned, like I said, I've been with my wife, Lindsay, married 9 years, 12 together with dating, everything. And a lot of times women don't get diagnosed. It's always boys because they're so rambunctious and doing things. And it often gets overlooked in girls and women.
Well, and I kind of grew up in one of those households where it's like, oh, you are the way you are and just get over it. So we never really, there's a lot of things I probably should have been diagnosed with as a child. That's fine. We're not going to.
Did we grow up together?
Yeah. Listen, it was the 90s. It was a hard time. But we want to know what trait of your ADHD or your loved one ADHD just makes life a little more difficult. And we would love to hear from you always at 616-600-0957. Nick in Grand Rapids, do you know somebody or do you have an ADHD tendency that just makes things a little difficult?
Usually, yeah. Like if someone doesn't take out the trash and they just keep piling on and keep stuffing it down, I'm the person that has to take it out every time. So
is it your spouse or someone you live with that has it?
yes, my spouse, yeah.
Do you just lose your mind over the trash or like have you found a way to work around it?
No, I ended up just biting my tongue and taking it out every time. But, that's some things you got to live with, I guess, right?
Oh, for sure.
They may not remember by the time you get around to picking the battle and then you're looking like a real jerk.
Exactly. You guys got it.
Samantha, Grand Rapids. Hey, how you doing this morning?
Oh, it's good. How are you?
Good.
Awesome.
We saw your DM in the Mix 95.7 app and I just wanted to call you because you made me laugh so hard.
My kids were in the back like, Mom, is that you?
So,
especially the key thing about hanging up the keys, they have to be on a certain hook. I'm like, you know what? Shut your mouth.
A little loud. And there's nothing wrong with it. Sam, do you think you're like me where it's like you haven't bothered to go get the answer because maybe you don't want to hear the answer?
Yeah. I don't want to hear it. I got enough. I got antidepressants. I don't want my ADD or ADHD on top of it or whatever.
Exactly. That's the same way. I was like, I already have anxiety and depression. Do I need another label? I'm just going to pretend it's not there and just keep pushing it down.
I'm not even 30 yet, and the amount of pills that they're already trying to prescribe me, wait for the nursing home.
Yep. You're like, you know what? It works for me. I know where the keys are, don't I?
Exactly. You guys just need to follow my lead.
All right. Well, Samantha, you and Laura should probably book a joint appointment and just get it out of the way.
We'll go together. Maybe they'll let us split the copay.
Yeah, buy one, get one half off, something.
Sandra in Grand Rapids, do you have adult ADHD or know someone in your life that does?
That would be me. I have the most wonderful spouse ever, though. So he says he can tell what I've done during the day because when he comes home, he can walk through the house and there will be half-done projects in each room. So he'll be like, well, you folded laundry, you started, then something happened, so you got the mail and sorted the mail, but then something happened and you half put the dishes away. And so it's kind of like you can tell what my whole day was like by seeing all of the unfinished projects.
Too loud, Sandra. This is exactly what I do. Or if I'm trying to organize a room or clean something, it's like I'll start at one corner and then I'll find something in that corner which will lead me to the other corner, which I'll start working on that because now I have that other item, but I forgot I'm halfway through the first corner and it drives me up the wall
it's
and I'm like,
overwhelming.
I'm broken.
Yeah.
You know what, Sandra? I feel a little better knowing that at least it's not like I'm not just stupid or broken or something. Like there's clearly something there that's
lazy.
It's normal. Yeah.
Yep.
All right.
Absolutely.
So we need to go get Laura diagnosed then and figure out what's going on.
Yeah, no kidding.
Yeah, I have medicine, and I have to say it does help.
Oh, maybe that's my next step is getting myself on the rails a little bit better because I do self-manage really well, but
we can get the buy one half one off like you and Sam. So
you think they do a 3-for-1 deal?
Maybe maybe book 3 get 1 free.
There you go.
Oh, I'm down. Let me know when.
You know what I just thought about though? Like what did we to stop Sandra? What was she doing before we talked to her?
Oh yeah, make sure you get back to whatever you were in the middle of.
I will. I'm on it. Good reminder. Thank you.